finally we have some snow here in Stockholm, Sweden. It has barely snowed anything for months, but today when we are actually handing over the keys for the Mazda to actually be brought to the shop where we will have XPEL paint protection film applied, it starts to snow then. But we are lucky that Marcus, who is the owner of Autoshield Stockholm, will actually be coming here with the transport, which is covered, so we shouldn't be that much bothered about that we have snow today. But anyhow, the service is top-notch from Autoshield. I'll put a link down below to their website so you can have a look. Of course, it's in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden then. I believe they are the only company in Sweden, more or less. There might be one more company that are licensed to apply XPEL paint protection film. Marcus and his team has applied paint protection film on all different kind of vehicles. Really exotic, expensive ones, to such cars as the Mazda, which sort of is cool, but I mean in relative terms it's not that cool. But anyhow, so Marcus will be coming here and picking up the ride, so we'll have to wait for that. And I don't know if I will be able to film when they're applying it, because they will do it in the middle of the week and I have work to do, so most likely I won't be able to film anything, but we'll see if we can go there and film if they're applying the film to some other car and so on. But that we'll have to see with Marcus, if what he feels about that. So now what we'll have to do is start the stopwatch and wait for Marcus to arrive so we can load up the Mazda and take it on from there. There he is. I have to back it up. So let's see how good his driving skills are. We need to back it up. The question is if I need to go and assist him or not. Don't kill our lampposts. Kan du filma när jag gör kaos med hela bilen? Bye. So why did I decide to wrap the car in paint protection film? I did it on the Mustang. I have OCD. I need it because it gives me a free peace of mind. I don't have to worry that much of getting rock chips, etc. And specifically on the MX-5, which is the 30th anniversary, with the beautiful racing orange color, I want to keep it as pristine as possible. So hence why we are wrapping the car in the XPEL paint protection film. And also one of the reasons why I'm going with the XPEL paint protection film is that the installer is the same, so Marcus' company, Autoshield, and I know they do a awesome job. And also I know the XPEL film worked really great on the Mustang, hence why I'm going with the XPEL paint protection film this time around as well. You have other manufacturers of paint protection films such as 3M and Suntech and others as well, which you can choose from, but I have then opted to go for the XPEL film. Me and Marcus agreed that we will actually film more in detail once the car is there and they are ready and they're actually installing the film. So I will go there and we will film some, and Marcus can explain what they do and how they do it and so on, and we can see it live, and also then we can see how it looks on the car a little bit more in detail. I just want to briefly talk about the history of the paint protection film and what it is, and then what I will be applying on the Mazda then. The history of the paint protection film started in the 1950s on helicopters in the Vietnam War, because the rotor blades were actually getting damaged by debris flying around as the rotors were then rotating. So 3M developed a tape called helicopter tape, which then was applied to the rotor blades to minimize the damage and helicopters crashing, and yeah, we don't have to go into that any further. And in the 1960s, something was developed called a car bra, you know, those ugly black vinyl stuff then, which was applied to beautiful, sexy, classic cars, which ruined the look. But that was that. And in the 1980s, then the helicopter tape and the car bra was then developed to something called a clear bra, which, as an example, racing teams adopted and applied to their racing cars to protect the paint or whatever, maybe their wraps or whatever they had, you know, from a little bit of nudging or some rubber flying around, etc., and to where we are today, where we have more complex films which have self-healing capabilities, so light scratches and swirl marks actually self-heal. Once heat is applied to the film, let's say a hairdryer or the heat from the sun, the film will actually self-heal if the scratches are not deep enough then. And nowadays it's also possible to apply the film to very complex curvatures. Due to that, you can actually stretch the film, etc. And also the film comes pre-cut in most of the cases, so it means you don't have to manually cut the shape of the panel you're applying the film to. You will become more consistent, and also it will go much quicker. And the paint protection film then can be applied on the whole of a car or just for the areas which are more exposed, such as the hood or the front bumper, etc. But it is a cost thing mainly because applying paint protection film is expensive, so most folks don't do a full wrap then or a full installation. Such as myself, I will be doing something called a extended kit, but with some custom pieces. And a paint protection film then comes usually as a clear film, which means you don't see that it's there more or less, unless you poke with it with your fingernail. You can actually feel that it's a different material than, of course, compared to your clear coat. And it is also available in something called satin, so it gives that satin finish. So if you have a car which is with satin paint, or if you want to transform your regular paint to a satin finish, you can install a satin film then. However, if you are going for the satin route, you need to do the whole car, otherwise it will look really strange if certain portions of the car are in with your regular clear coat then, and some other parts are with satin finish. That was that. If you have any questions at all, just hit me up in the comment sections below and I will answer them the best I can. Do remember to like and do remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification to be on top of my game. That was all for today. See you on the next one.